You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just BurnEye.
Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie's.
All right, we are live. We are back. We have Nathan, Oldman Builds.
What's going on, Bernie?
It's a wonderful frozen Canadian Saturday. It started snowing outside again. Yay!
Makes you feel bad, man. I got to turn on my air conditioner in here in a little bit. It's getting hot.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, no complaints. I don't know. What's better, too hot or too cold?
I don't know, man. I can't deal with the cold. The bolts in my back they hurt.
Yeah, right. It's like my knee, my back. The heat's nice. I like heat. Okay. So what we're up to today, we are doing some reviews and reviewing what you have been up to in your interviews. Oh,
yeah, dude, I've done a lot of them lately, man, to be honest with you, Joe. I mean, Bernie. I'm used to talking to Joe, doing all these interviews, man. Sorry about that.
Well, it's like you're summoning him. He'll appear any minute now.
Oh, genie in a bottle. Oh, it's even worse after what I just watched. Oh,
no.
You know I wrote him the wrong way.
Well, we're not going to play the reference material yet. We'll wait for Joe on that one. But
that's hilarious. All right, Bernie. We got some cool interviews, man. We talked with Inventor 3, man, with Paul, and he talked about John Hutchinson. So he gives us a little walkthrough of his lab and everything and some of the stuff he has from Hutchinson, like some of the cool bars that were bent and some of the things he got pulled apart. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, so he's got some of Hutchinson's actual samples then.
Yeah, he was actually the machinist for Hutchinson.
Really?
So he was machining parts and things like that for John, and they were part of a UFO group together.
Fascinating.
Oh, yeah. It's really interesting. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'll play the clip.
Unknown alloy he created. Unknown to man. A mixture of metals never known. This was some, let's see if I can get that right. Some aluminum pieces here that just exploded, burst apart. I don't know if you can see this copper piece okay here. The end of a bar, just the way it just mushroomed out.
Gonna pause that there. That was pretty interesting. It almost looked like turning copper into bismuth, the structure of it.
Yeah. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's very fascinating.
I would love to see those in person, to be honest with you.
Oh, you and me both. Guess we're just going to have to make our own.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We shall.
Wow.
And this big one right here. Yeah, John's very real. I know there's a lot of people question about him. I guess it's probably because it's maybe a younger generation. And, well, a lot of people don't know that he had over 3,000 videos on YouTube. They were all deleted. He lost them all. He had so much footage, so much stuff out there. I've seen every single one of his videos, every single one of them. Well, he's actually got a lot more yet. He's still downloading today.
Yeah.
Someone's been helping him with that. Matthew, a guy named Matthew, he's doing a really good job, though. I got to get the word out there that John's not fake. He's for real. Believe me. There's many people, film people, that caught his effects on film.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of people that.
Yeah, and that's one of the issues John faces is that so many of his recordings were done by TV stations and stuff that it instantly gets copyright striked if you play it on YouTube and whatnot. And also that many of his channels have been deleted over and over throughout the years, so he keeps losing his content that is his. And yeah, I've lost a channel before. I know how it is. It sucks, and to keep losing channels, it just drive you crazy, right?
Oh yeah, copyright sucks, man. Like, but some of that stuff is still out there. You can still find some of it. Even archive.org has some of his stuff.
Well, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to do some more episodes just on John.
Yeah. Rumble has a couple good people on there that have some good stuff on all of them.
John Hutchinson effect.
So yeah, they have a couple on John Hutchinson. They have some on Bedini. It also goes into the other guy with I can't remember his name, the blonde-haired kind of a redneck guy about the motors, and he uses a ton of copper for each one of them. The name's just eluding me right now, but he's on there too.
The
And
French redneck or a different redneck?
What's that?
The French redneck, like Morin, or a different redneck?
No, it's an American.
Okay, my bad.
Love it, man. You talk about old school. Turn a rowboat into a speaker. And then he's got all his tones, his healing tones. Oh God, there was even one time he sent me a a Johnny tube. It was rolled up with magnetite, and he actually recorded these tones into a coil, special coil. And I had it for a lot of years. I had it outside, and I had it going with a wire to a coil that coiled around my pine tree, the base of the pine tree. He says, you want to use a pine tree because just like Tesla, it's all about those millions of little points out there. And this was to clean the radiation in the air around us. He sent a bunch of these Johnny tubes out to different people around the country, and that he's really cleared a lot of radiation. Unfortunately, one of my lawn care guys got it caught in their lawnmower or something. I went out there and saw it all chewed up one day.
Oh.
I warned him about it months earlier, and he was very careful about it. But then all of a sudden, maybe he hired another guy that forgot about it or something. I was like, oh, man, I can't believe this. But
that's kind of one of those things that's like a one-off, isn't it? You don't get another one.
Yeah, right. Geez, I could talk about John all day. Boyd Bushman.
So when I interviewed John Hutchinson and Nancy, Nancy would go off about the Johnny balls and the Johnny tubes, and they were these types of like battery receiver things they had made, but it's just kind of funny. She'd always be like, "Oh, the Johnny balls."
So what he said, record frequency into them, so they're a battery that keeps frequency. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the interviews. It was kind of both complex and strange, and it was like the tubes were DC and somehow the spheres were AC. Like it was, gotta refresh my memory with how Nancy tried to explain it and John.
Gotcha. You probably all saw Boyd Bushman's final interview.
I didn't. I'm not
you
aware
didn't?
who
Really?
he is.
A lot of people out there might have seen it, and it's coincidental. He must have known he was going. It was his time because it wasn't. I think it was like 1 month after he recorded that. And Boyd Bushman shows all these pictures of these aliens, and he had a little piece of a spaceship that he hung on a scale along with some other weights, and he showed that this weight lost mass because he had a piece of the spaceship on there.
Nice.
And but it's funny because John posted these pictures of this alien and this stuff quite a few years before Boyd Bushman even put it out there. So he was in contact with Boyd Bushman all the time. And he's his cool patents really. Yeah, right. Skunk Works. I was gonna say he's a senior scientist, Lockheed Martin Skunk Works.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that credit to John is that he was and still is in contact with many of the like dark program leaders. And have you had a chance to watch that Boyd Bushman interview yet, Nathan? That
No, I
well,
haven't.
it's quite fascinating. It's the one where he's got like he shows several demonstrates several different things that kind of like um defy modern physics. And there's like the I forget the name of the chitin, maybe the chitin material stuff, but he's got like this thing that like spins around all weird, and it's just like this little plastic thing. And then he talks about putting two magnets together with squishing them together with the same poles facing each other, and you drop it and it slows down, and a bunch of different stuff. And so that's kind of where that comes from.
So he's building a monopole, and then he's using magnets to spin it. Is that the right one?
Maybe. Possibly.
I heard of that one.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Quite a famous one, but yeah.
Is it the same guy that dropped the magnets off the high tower and was checking the speed of them?
Yes, I believe so. I believe that's the one. Pretty sure. All right, continue on. And this is Paul, you said, right?
Yeah. Now I'm about to look him up.
Yeah, because Boyd Bushman was the head of Lockheed Skunk Works for the longest time. Oh, Howard Johnson magnet. Tim Johnson saying.
Nice.
Yeah, and Boyd Bushman. And he's known too. A lot of people know about him dropping the magnets off a tower.
The older guy. He dropped both the magnets. Okay, yeah. Is it having messed up?
Yeah, he put the two magnets with the same.
Oops, sorry. I don't know. Doesn't seem like I'm freezing up. So why is the video freezing? Strange.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it skipped ahead. All right. Well, we'll try.
That magnet is still falling. Hang on. I think it's coming. I hope I got the camera centered okay.
Yeah, you good. Oh, there it is. Nice.
All that time. All right, now where the heck do I let's see what happened here. Settings. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Sorry, I guess the video skipped ahead a little bit there. So there Paul was demonstrating a magnet suspension.
Yeah, like anytime you put copper around a magnet like that, it'll slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pulls the field out of the magnet a little bit in order to get into the copper and slow it down, saturate it.
Absolutely. The only it's if it's true like over unity though, it's like you got to be stationary, where it looked like he was like holding the pipe or the magnet, like moving it just a little bit, so it's like you're adding the motion in that gives the energy. Is that correct? I think. Anyway.
Yeah, as far as I know, as long as you drop it down the center of it, man, it's good to go. It's going to produce the field.
Yeah, definitely on that. Okay, we'll continue on.
Quite a long time to drop through there. I guess since I'm walking around, I can show you the rest of the lab real quick if you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. My 6 foot tall Jacob's ladder here. Hold on, let me turn this around a little better.
He's got all sorts of
walk in my lab.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm up against this big wall here. I got stuff as soon as I come in. This is. I don't know if you can see down there okay or not. Lots of crystals, quartz crystals, crystal balls, lots of magnets, photo stuff. Oh, here. Let's see if you can see this okay. Whoops, what happened? Now I lost my picture again. What the heck's popping up here? More stuff is popping up. What the heck? It's on the top.
Well, we can see you, so.
Good. I just don't know if I'm aiming this in the right direction here. You see that coil?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Now you're
See that
frozen.
coil okay?
Yeah, I can see it now. We're
What
good.
is there? Where did everybody go?
Dude, don't you love that when they do that? Hello? Hello?
Oh, yeah.
I see you. Oh, we're stuck. There we go.
There we go.
We good now?
Yeah, we're good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're good.
Let's see if I try this again.
Oh,
Okay,
I
there.
see.
Now
That's the coil on the
you can see that coil.
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen this before. Let's see. I'm going to try to hold my computer here and plug this in. There's real
nice.
levitation there.
What, you got aluminum under that?
Yes. Yes,
Nice.
those plates. Did many experiments with different thicknesses and eddy currents. And then I got some, there's bismuth, pyrolytic graphite, levitation with I don't know if you can see that a little bit. Pyrolytic graphite, levitating. Bulb. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff down there, high voltage stuff, plasma bulb, of course.
Nice.
My Tesla coil, Hutchinson samples, this stuff. Oh, now I just got this roll of foil. Makes me feel like a little tiny person. Look, I'm trying to.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty big. Industrial size.
Yeah. George Green's magnetic ring. I don't know if you ever saw that before. Let's see. I was doing experiments for a long time. Oh, I should have got some hot water. This is nitinol. I don't know if you ever worked with that at all. Memory wire.
No, it's like a toaster wire?
No.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Nitinol's the one that keeps its shape, and then it's like you heat it and it reforms itself or something like that, I believe.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of the first metamaterials that came out shortly after, I believe, the Roswell crash or something a couple of years after, and it's the one that retakes its original form.
That's cool.
Spring. Actually, if you put this in hot water, it'll close up. And it's got memory on it. You'll have to look that up. That's pretty cool stuff. And there's a guy named Richard Banks made up a whole engine, a motor that works off that. You just put hot water in it and thing starts up. And that's like another free energy thing. There's an electret I built, but it failed. I forgot to add the rosin. I went through so much hassle setting that up. That was such a dangerous experiment. The high voltage and having to keep it charged the entire time while it's solidifying and everything. There's a ferro fluid. I don't know if you ever saw ferro fluid. That's pretty cool. Aerogel.
Wow.
You ever see aerogel?
It's got like everything in there.
Literally,
Kind of breaking
like,
up over the years.
quite the impressive collection of stuff, and I do make some aerogels myself.
Oh, very nice.
Gotta send them to some labs though to finally get confirmed. But it's like, which one do you pick? What's trustworthy?
I don't know, man. Whatever one you feel best about, I guess.
right? Like, which one is furthest associated from anything Five Eyes related?
There you go.
Oh, did it freeze?
Oh, so wait, where's the camera?
Go a little higher. There you go. And what is that again?
They call it aerogel, frozen
Aerogel.
smoke. Blue smoke or aerogel, frozen smoke, blue smoke. They call it. It's like almost like a super light. It's one of the lightest. It's almost like air. And they use this on a satellite for collecting dust in the cosmos, cosmic dust on satellites, and then analyzing it. There's barium titanate. John Hutchinson uses this. He made up a big free energy device for Japan. I think he $75,000 or something, but way back then it was a lot of money. I know one guy actually offered me $10,000 for this, and he would even come by and pick it up and give me the cash. And he knew John, and I turned him down. And I don't have that kind of money, believe me. I actually turned him down. I said, that's one of my prized possessions in here.
Well, yeah.
It's got all the different effects, the piezoelectric effect, everything. More barium titanate. Yes. Tesla hairpin circuit, which we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. People love that hairpin circuit, man. There's a lot of people out there tuning in just to see that.
Yeah, I wish I had it up right. Oh, wait, you have a video, though.
I do?
Right, of, the Tesla hairpin condensed shots or something?
Yep. When you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's take a look at that real quick.
Give me a second.
Safe electricity and more, a lot of things.
Give me 1 second to pull it up.
Yeah. Seconds. All right. I'm going to try now there we go. There's a little tiny wire. Look for the red tape. There's two wires coming off of here. They're number 36 gauge wire. It's 0.005. It's about the thickness of a human hair, literally. Okay, I got them coming over here. Where's the black tape hanging? They're hanging from strips of black tape. Going over there, going down there, against the wall to a 50-watt bulb under this glass dome here. And we're going to see if we can light that up. 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
That wire is basically thinner than the filament inside that bulb, but yet those wires don't burn up.
Just
Yeah.
freaking amazing.
That's another
These
one why
wires are only
energy is
5,000
coming from
thick.
the air.
That's pretty fascinating.
Well, it's radiant energy. That's what it does.
Right? And that's clearly it's not going through the wire.
It goes around it. Actually, yeah, no, it goes around it. It's a radiant energy. That's what I mean. I told you they don't have it. They don't understand the circuit. So it literally, man, 20 feet, no problem. I could do that with big fluorescent bulbs, man.
Right?
At 10 volts. I don't need 40 kV. I could do it at 10 volts on my Tesla coil, which will turn out to be probably 30 kV, but it's not. I don't even think it'd be that high.
That's cool. I like it.
But it's not about the hot part of the Tesla coil either. You have to pull the center. So it's the same thing. Yeah, it's longitudinal.
Okay. So It's like what they call, or lots of people refer to as the cold electricity.
Yeah, cold electricity, scalar, radiant. Yeah. It's all on that side. Yeah, he touches it in here in a little bit, Bernie.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I believe they're
his-
thinner than the filament that's in the bulb.
Nice.
Think about that. A fluorescent bulb connected in series with the halogen bulb over here with the filament.
I don't think you can get those two in any other system to work together like that. I would also stick one rod. I would connect those two, put a shunt across them, put one
All
rod
right,
in the ground.
here we go.
And walk around with that bulb in my yard like it lights up every time I touch the ground. Here, watch this.
So hold on, Bernie, right there. Gotcha. Hang on. I did the same exact test. I get the same exact result.
Really?
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, he's the ground itself is a heat source, so it draws the energy through the bulb and heats the gas in there. So the ground is hot, right? But everything else in the system's cold, so the cold pulls towards the heat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have to pull that up a little bit later, yes.
cool.
Hey, Tesla, you've never let me down. Don't let me down now.
Oh. Just hold on. I gotta say this. This is like a test of manhood when you go to do this. Because it's like, you know, at any point you could get shock of your life. You know what I mean? But you gotta do it.
Just to get up the balls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
You nailed it. Watch it.
Oh, there it is. Nice. On both of them.
Wow.
You see the bulb lighting up right there. That's attached to him.
Look at that. Oh, baby.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah, you have to pull up his channel if you want to know how big the caps are. I'm not sure. I was more fascinated that he got it up. It's not even hot, is it?
No.
Bare
no.
probes in water while the bulb is lit.
I actually stuck my fingers right to the rod, real close like that, and I could actually see all these little blue sparks. And I'm like, but it's not like electricity. It's that RF.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's a different feeling. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not purple, it's blue.
There, like,
It's
yeah.
blue.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring back the video and just.
It's blue, not purple.
Yeah, that's how you know you got it, man. It has a different color altogether. It acts differently. It is different. You put it this way: the outside of a Tesla coil could go 3 feet, right?
Yep.
You could put this thing, that same Tesla coil with the same energy radiating it out. Now put a line that's 10 feet away into a burrito, and the burrito will light up 5 to 6 feet. You see, what you're doing is you're pushing against the Planck scale in order for it to push back out like radiation does. So you're forcing it to go into the small scale, and boom, it pops back out. So, yeah, that's when we hear people say, you know, oh yeah, I could do this device or that device. Well, did you understand radiant energy? Because that's what that device is based on, like Edwin Gray. And if you didn't get that field at that low voltage, you don't have it.
Gotcha.
Second, the blue corona. Most people don't understand this. You get that with that cold side of electricity. That when you can put it in water like that and not get that shock, you get that blue corona. It usually happens when it's like cold outside for me and I put it outside. I get it from right across the wire.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, when you can see it, man. I get so excited. The smell of ozone. I love it.
Pause it for a second, see if it fixes the glitchiness. My apologies.
Nice. All right. Time for the water test.
Each end going to the rods. I'm going to turn out the lights here. All right. Tesla, don't let me down, man. Please don't let me down.
Oh. It looks intimidating, too. It's that spark sound. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
There it is. It would have got you by now already.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Nice.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. In water, out of water, in water. Yeah, baby. There it is.
Bare wires right there, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, my heart is racing.
Didn't catch that. He was sticking his hands in the water, taking the bulb out, in and out as the power was going, right? Like, normally that would shock the heck out of you, right? Like,
not with this stuff, man.
But yeah, exactly. I'm saying like a normal circuit, like a hot.
Well, normal circuits, you get some fried stuff going on,
right? Like that's like the evidence that this is not normal electricity and energy that you're working with.
No, because the fluorescence and stuff, because they have the gas in it, it excites the gas in a different way. So that water, remember I showed you that one experiment that you commented on? What was it, 4 feet away, 5 feet away, and I had that thing held by a string. It was amplifying the energy in the water as soon as you compressed it in that jar. So yeah, same thing here, man. That circuit's wicked, though. I love the fact that he built it.
Yeah, this is great stuff.
Oh, that is so cool feeling. Oh my God, there's so many questions.
Miscellaneous.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that got the adrenaline going.
I tell you, man, that's so exciting, especially the first time you do it, because you get so nerved in your head, and you're like, "Oh man, I'm freaking out!" Right?
Yeah.
So pause it real quick, Bernie. So
same poles facing you.
Check it out. Oh, he's gonna do that magnet thing, but they talk about what about the current, right? Well, the problem with this type of energy is it defeats Lenz's law. So you could put a magnet over it all day and swirl it around, and won't do anything. It will not react to the magnet. You see, that's how I know they don't have it, because we're in that field right now as we live. You get what I'm saying? And they don't see that, so they just keep saying magnet, 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 and they don't see it. You do that test and you start to wonder what's really going on here. Energy's all there, but there's absolutely no magnetism. But if you're putting a magnetism meter next to it, it may give you a faint reading if you had this thing at like 70, 80 volts going in. You know what I mean? But it absolutely has zero effect on a magnet.
Huh. That's actually really fascinating.
Yeah, that's why I tell you, there's different fields going on. They don't see it yet. See, the way you do it is you have to, if you put the rod down the center Tesla coil, you have to pinch it harder, okay, or make the rod bigger in order for it to flip the field. So if I were to take this and put it in one of those gray tubes, and then I just hooked up a line to a DC high voltage, say a flyback or something, as soon as that flyback goes off, it turns every bit of that radiant energy hot. All that cold energy turns hot right away. Massive amperage field. Boom, right through it. And then you have to have a cold current pipe in this thing. So which means that you have to have two pieces of copper coming together with a divider while it's wrapped around the entire thing. It's a cold current energy. Vili, a Frenchman, discovered this. So once you put that in there, and that's in the center, where does all the energy go that was radiant? Well, it pulls right to that tube. So Jeremiah was 100% right when he said where it went. I just don't think he saw the same field that I did.
That makes sense. And it's like we're learning this all together because there's so much to it, and so many people have discovered little pieces of it. And I can't wait for the day that we either are opening up portals or have ourselves our little craft that can freaking scoot around anywhere, because it's coming.
Yeah, by the way, I got like 30 videos on this on the cold energy side. And Joe's working with me to see if we can't get I'm trying to fix my camera to get the aperture right in order for it to catch the moment that the field goes on.
Okay.
So he says slow down the camera speed, speed it up, and then get it just right so you can see it in little blips, and then you'll put together as one full picture and you'll see it. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, then we're looking at a lens mirror, see if I can't build that, because then it'd show everything if I can get that done. Just like you can't see the liquid in the jar or the gas, and then you pour it in front of that mirror and you can see it in the camera.
Yep.
So as soon as I could see these fields, man, it's game over. They've already lost. I know I have it.
That's amazing.
Each other. Now, well, I'm going to drop this through this copper tube.
So
and I've also got layers.
Oh.
This is like 3 or 4 tubes inside of tubes.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to drop it now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, this paper, I think, is a little too old. I can't quite tell where it's at anymore. But hang on. Let's see this. Whoops. Uh-oh, what happened? I lost picture.
We can still see you.
Can you see that mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that magnet is still falling. Hang on. I think it's coming. I hope I got the camera centered okay.
Yeah, you good. Oh, there it is. Nice.
All that time. All right, now where the heck do I let's see what happened here.
That is pretty cool.
Settings. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Quite a long time to drop through there.
Went backwards, maybe. Oops.
No, that was the right point. He has
because we already saw this part, right?
Yeah, and we saw this part. Oh,
all right.
He's got some secret sauce in his drawing there on how he does this. But check this out. You see over his left shoulder?
Oops.
Oh. You see that contraption he's got there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, the upper and lower plate, as he turns a crank handle, it'll move closer together. And he has a plate on the top, plate on the bottom, plate in the center. And then he shows you by pushing them together into that center plate how it creates more energy.
Huh. Okay, I want to see this.
Everybody's running their Tesla coils backwards. Yeah.
I run mine, my Slayer exciter backwards in a PNP instead of an NPN. And let me tell you what, the energy is so much better.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I get that sucker, man. It's like 5 feet out at 40 volts all day. So,
nice.
All right, hold on. Let's go ahead and let's pull up that a video, a little bit of the secret sauce here.
Okay. I'm going to show you original schematic when I had about 700 LEDs. And you can go back to this video series and check that video out. When I had, you know, it says in the title, wireless power transfer, WPT, 700 LEDs lit now. Anyhow, then I'm going to show you the original schematic. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the schematic that I'm using now. I'm going to explain everything, and then I'm going to go through and show you exactly everything I've got and explain it along the way. Take notes or questions you want to think about during this video. Yeah, pause it for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause it for a second. What are we looking at?
Okay. Do you understand resonance in a circuit or a mirror?
A little bit.
Okay. So if one circuit is resonant and the other one is resonant, it makes a bit. So what that does is it'll allow the second one to run, but the electricity didn't see it. So it transfers the frequency over to the other one in the field. But since you're not connected directly to anything and it's wireless that you're doing it, then the energy goes back to your battery and the other circuit runs. So he has two circuits right here in resonance, the exact same frequency, okay? And like he'll say, it's better if you have the same size light bulbs, right? So it makes sense in your head. Okay, same exact one, same exact frequency going through, same exact size of wire, all of it's right. He did it with two different sizes, so he's still getting them to resonate together. It's like a coil that has two coils in it, and it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just like that in resonance, right? That's what he's doing here with the light bulbs.
Amazing.
All right. That's the schematic I was telling you about now. That's where I've got hundreds of LEDs. And if somebody would replicate that, I'd love it. And you don't have to do it hundreds of LEDs. Do it 10 LEDs on one side and 10 on the other. That's where I was telling you about all the negatives connected to the negative. And yeah, go ahead. I explained it a little bit there.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah.
Here's the first original schematic I had when I had about 700 LEDs. I'm going to explain all this more in depth in a little while. But you can see my main source comes in here. And here's 3 strings of jumbo LEDs. Like I said, you could look back to that video. There's 80 LEDs, 80 jumbo LEDs, 80 jumbo LEDs. I should say 80 in series, 80 in series, 80 in series. That's a lot of voltage. That's a lot of energy. All right. Now, all 3 of those chains, the negative end, and I've told you guys this a few times. Now, these are only like 3 millimeter LEDs because I didn't have any more jumbos. I should have went with the same thing. It would have made things a lot easier, I bet. Yeah. And here's a little. Okay, this is the main.
Okay, before we get to the secret sauce, now you said that they would be easier if they were the same, right? So can you explain to everybody what the balance is all about?
Oh my God, yeah. There's even a part of the circuit that I would even hang. They got to be. If it's probably the load or what is it that's balancing it, you know, first you got to remember an LED is like 4 different things. It's a diode, right? It's a capacitor. There's an anode and a cathode. It's got to build up a certain amount of voltage before it jumps. It's a spark gap. So it's a resistor. So that's what I think you're balancing is all those things I just mentioned with the other side. So since I got jumbos on one side, if I would have just put jumbos on the other side, I could have probably put the exact same amount and everything would have worked nice. But since I had smaller LEDs over here, I had to put more LEDs here than, you know, the big ones over here to kind of balance that out. And if things aren't perfectly balanced, nothing's going to light up. That's the beauty of it. And like I said, when you connected all these hundreds and more, all of a sudden these didn't even dim one little tiny bit. And it's just this beautiful thing. It's like, ah.
It's like the power is just going back and forth between the two.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't know if it's got something to do with the coils and the collapsing fields. If like maybe when they collapse, then they're sucking and drawing the energy from that ground, allowing the other ones to light up. Because I believe these are lit, these are not. And then when these are lit, these are not. I think they're kind of switching back and forth because you're going on, off, on, and off. And one's positive, one's negative. I'm like, yeah, it could be, you know, I don't know. I'm not positive.
Do you have the circuit running in the negative?
Well, right now it's negative and positive. Mainly I'm using the positive. The negative is just kind of smacking it, giving it some help. I don't know how to explain it. It's like tapping that swing, right? You talk about that resonance. And it's funny. You know, my stepson, I gotta just talk about this. He had a baby swing, you know, and he's putting all these big D-sized batteries in there, and he pushes the kid on there, and I hear the thing go pop, 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 and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be changing those batteries every hour or something. But then I looked at it, I'm like, what the heck's a pop? And I'm like, oh, he's got it. The new swings, they just smack it, they just tap it just at the right time.
Yeah.
And that's that resonance. I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm like, that's a beautiful example of resonance and tapping that swing at just the right time. You got to smack it at the right time. Otherwise, it don't work. Anyhow,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I kind of
No, it's okay, man. I'm all for it. Yeah, this is cool. Okay. I only asked about the negative because when you run things in negative, you don't get the positive heat loss. So
yes. And I heard you could charge the batteries better that way too, off the negative than positive, right?
that's right. So it's a different way to look at things, and then the harmonics back and forth, that's also plays a part. It's
Right.
equalizing the load. You're just bouncing the load. It doesn't know when to shut off. If there's no heat in the system, it just bounces back and forth all day on that resonance.
Yeah. Talk about harmonics too. That's why all my coils are in harmonics of each other. 10 megahertz, 20 megahertz, 40, 80. They're all in harmonics of each other. So no matter what, yeah.
Hey, Bernie, real
Nice.
quick. All right, let's go over this circuit a little bit. Here we go with secret sauce. So if you notice around his whole place, he's got these tiny little coils, like right above his head or to the side of it. He has these megahertz Tesla coils all over the place. And he resonates them together to light things up. So they're all pickup coils except for one driving coil. But they're all in harmonics of each other. So like you just said, 10 megahertz, 20 megahertz, 30 megahertz, all of them are balanced harmonically. So normally two coils have to be exact. But if you pull a half wave of the original wave, then it'll still light up. If you pull a quarter wave of the original wave, it'll still light up. It's one of the crazy parts of resonance.
I like that. That's amazing. And it's tuning forks, but in coils.
Yeah, basically.
And then
but it gets more sophisticated than that, man. When you start getting a coil that's like this big and then one that's this big and they resonate together, yet you think, man, those frequencies are way off. But they're not. Even if it's the same winding wire size, it's a harmonic of it. It's a quarter wave. It's a third wave of the entire thing. So you say, it's a bad analogy to say it's a third part of this because it's not the way it works. It's a third of the frequency of this bigger one. right? That's how it works. So they're just different waves. You got to hit each one and be in harmonics. That's why when you say, I have a harmonic, you know what I mean, tornado
Yep.
like this, it means that every single part will resonate together in that same thing. So it'll go A sharp, A minus, you know what I mean, all the way up.
Makes sense. And it's the key part that is missing in modern understanding.
Oh, yeah, nobody understands that. I could build you 5 coils of different sizes and have them all resonate together, and they would be baffled.
Right? Well, that's what it's about. Got to baffle them minds.
Oh, all right.
I'm also baffled at the amount of Coca-Cola he drinks.
Oh, yeah, he had I won't say it. So,
All right, now
surgery.
down here, 468 LEDs. Yeah, what is that? 156. I forgot how many in series. 156 in series. 156 in series. And it goes down to earth ground. Bridge rectifier. Now you see there's 3 little dotted circles I have here. Right at this point,
Justin.
I hung a wire down, and you can see in my videos, like I said, go back to that video. I forget what number it is, but look for the title. You guys can search for it yourself, no problem. Go to my channel. You hang a wire, and guys, listen, what I'm giving you today is a lot. This could be world changing. This a lot could be done with this, but it's going to take some time and a lot of experimenting. And there's a lot of guys out there who are better at electrical engineering than I am. I'm open sourcing this. So the one thing you could do for me, I've got no donation button or this and that. And yeah, anyhow, you could help me by sharing this video. Make this the one freaking video that you share. This is the video. All right. So this one wire, I've lit bulbs off of that. I put a lot of power. There's a lot of energy at that point. Now you can see how at this point, I've talked about Dr. Stifler before, and you could say at this point, I never thought of myself as copying Stifler. That's why I've told you guys there's the Mueller loop. And I said, well, the more I thought about it, I said, this is a loop.
There's a
And
loop.
there's one string going through the middle.
3 strings, actually.
And it's connected to another loop. This is a double loop, see? And these strings. Now, the important thing about this setup, when you get this balance, believe me, the number of LEDs I had to have here had to be perfect. And sometimes I even add a length of wire off that center spot. When you get these two balanced just right, that's why I said I should have used the exact same LEDs here and here. It would have made things easier. But when you get
Okay, I'm going to pull it forward in here in just a minute.
Yeah.
I just wanted to explain the wire real quick before we go there. Pulling the wire off is like when you balance your Tesla coils, and they have to be the exact same thing. Okay, so you can measure it in weight of the copper, you know what I mean, or length of wire.
I've seen people do that, talk about the mass all the time.
That's right. So that's in order to put it in resonance, because you have to have that amount of conductive material attached to it in order to have the frequency hit the same exact spot. That's all it is. It's like tuning. So when I had to tune my Tesla coils, I had 4 receiving coils and 1 main coil. I simply pulled the wires off one by one until it exactly hit the right spot.
I love it. Yep. I can't tell you how many times I just add a little length of wire. Sometimes I'll use a bunch of little short alligator clips
and just connecting them, making it longer and longer. Let's see if this is a little bit weak. Oh, let's add some wire on there.
That's right.
Yeah. How many times just a length of wire will make the difference between it working and not working?
That's the difference between hitting resonance and not. All right, let's bring it back up. I'm going to pull it forward just a little bit because you're going to explain it twice.
Right.
Oh, die on us again, Bernie?
I would come out here.
Oh,
Here's a little AV plug I use right here.
I think it starts working out.
See, it's lit up right now. It just goes 2 diodes. That's it. See, I just stick it under this cord here, or lay it across it, or whatever you want. When you see that light, and this is just nothing. This just hangs here. It's just acting like there's a little bit of a ground. Like that LED will get brighter if I touch it too. It should. Those AV plugs are great tools. That's right.
Nice.
But anyhow, that is a signal indicator too for me when my loop is in resonance and things start working, that will light up. Now, sometimes you have 2 resonant frequencies, so you got to keep scanning, make sure it could resonate and things could light up and work at 2 different frequencies, but one is mainly always going to be better than the other. All right, so let's go down the line here. I'm sorry. Here's our cord here. I got it taped down. It's actually back here. Okay. Here's where the positive and negative separate. Positive is one end of this coil. There's that coil. Right there. There's everything on it. Okay. It's a 20 average AWG 20 gauge, 0.031 thousandths in diameter approximately. All right, so the other end of that coil, we're going to follow the positive end first. Actually, here's the negative end right next to it. Here's a positive, here's a negative. There's a positive, positive. All right, there's a lot of stuff and wires in the way here, guys, but this is it here. And here it is. I've always told you guys what I'm hiding from you is simple, but yet at the same time, it's really cool. Like I said, it was just something so that in case I've ever wanted to patent it later on, and I've had it online this whole time, I would probably still be able to do that because I did not show the whole system. Anyhow, all right, let's move that.
Nice.
There's
That's
my
the
wooden
same one
blocks.
the one you're telling us about earlier.
Don't need wooden
My
blocks anymore.
TXRX, you can see my receiver. Those blocks of wood are just some spacers. Just have a piece of sheet metal over it. Let me show you this real quick. There was my schematic. There you go. So you got the transmitter is one plate. The receiver wraps all the way around the transmitter. Okay, so there's you're basically receiving 100% of your energy. Now this plate, this is your negative. Okay, that was the other wire that was over here. Now that comes down. That comes down. Oh, it's actually, that's why it's kind of messy here, but it comes around to the other side. And this is it here. It's actually not the same color as it was over there, but this is the same wire. I guarantee you it connects right there. If I touch this plate, it'll throw everything. The lights will dim.
Oh, body capacitance.
I got it.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
How many times I get
the
that skin
distance
effect?
to these plates is very important. Okay, I don't know what you would want to call this plate. Maybe it's a dampening plate, or I don't know, but it helps a lot. I don't know if this is what's helping in getting that square spikes on those square waves or not. I've showed you these LEDs down here. They're blinding right now. And they're just, you see, oh, I can't even see where I'm pointing the camera now. Hold on. Oh, no, I got my, oh, I go up there.
I hope to God I'm filming
I
this.
get a
and you
lot
guys
of
can
energy
see
this way.
A bunch of diodes up here. They're just hanging underneath.
Okay, so let's go into that. What is it that the diodes are doing right there?
Here's a string of diodes. You can see just on a piece of cardboard right now.
Okay.
And this string of diodes will pick up the energy from those plates and rectify it and everything else. And you get a lot of energy out of this. I just got some new diodes to try out too. These are 1N4148. They're high switching.
Fast switching, yes.
Yeah, but hooking stuff to that, you can see in the video how bright those LEDs are there now. And I've hooked quite a few LEDs off of those too. I'm going to get around to that setup, and that's one of my best setups too. I think we might even get more lamps lit and even brighter than I've ever had them yet, because, well, now I'm going after, now I'm using like a half a watt instead of a quarter of a watt like I was before. Everything you're looking at in those videos are only a quarter of a watt.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get up there, and I'm going to have another challenge now too. Is because most frequency generators can only put out 20 volts. And it's like, I need more voltage than that. Remember, it's not about the current, right? It's about voltage. So I need a little more voltage to get up to that 1 watt. I want to see what I could do at 1 watt. So I'm not there yet. So,
Well, you're, how do I say this? You're not allowing for back EMF. You're catching the power and keep pushing it along with those diodes, right? So instead of it stopping here and having a little, back EMF in it, you're pulling it through. It goes to the next one, then it pulls to the next one. So you're like a voltage multiplier would be, but without the capacitor in it.
Yeah, and that's strange too. I've experimented with a number, and for some reason, 18 diodes. I don't know what is controlling that yet, but that seems the best way. If I go to 20 or 24 diodes, it's not as good or if I go more or less, it's not as good of results. So I'm like, is that
diode depletion zones give you capacitance?
Zones are what gives them capacitance? Yeah.
That could have to do with the magic of the number 9 and the 9 code.
Nice.
I'm not sure. You'll have to try with 27 and 36 and see if it gets the same sort of better results.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm going to be charging some capacitors real soon too. In the near future, I've done that in the past too. I could charge up capacitors so fast on this without being.
Yeah, our chat's smart, man. They know a lot of stuff out there. Trust me, they've been building this for a while.
I know. Thank you guys, man. I love my audience. It looks like you got a good audience too, and good people.
Yeah.
We like sharing everything. I get so much information from my subscribers and stuff. Thank you guys so much, man.
Well, they lead you like a leading the horse to water, man. They just, hey, this is where it's at. This is what you need to look at because we know where you're going, right?
Right.
They probably read every patent that's out there. Most of these guys, and they just go, okay, yeah, we're just over here slamming stuff together, and they're like, okay, let me help you out. This goes here. I get that a lot, and trust me, they help me out a ton.
Yeah, good people.
All right, let's get back. We're looking at diodes back into the secret sauce.
Stuck into that piece of styrofoam, just close to our plates. So from there, then, like I have on the schematic that I showed you, this white wire comes up, and that's it. Goes into our loop. So this coil here. Now this one is like 4 times. This should be about 10 megahertz. It's in a harmonic of our primary here, so I believe it's exactly 4 times
the length of that. Okay, it's close to about 98 feet or something over. Okay, right, go loops around. It's this wire right here. Goes here. Another 10 jumbo LEDs that are blinding right now. Blinding bright comes over here and then connects to one end of the capacitor. And then I got my meter probes on there, and this bulb is also in parallel coming off of that capacitor. It's across the capacitor. Okay, and the other, and actually here's that little tiny, there's a diode in there, I believe. Take my word
Thank you,
for it.
Mr. Lanius.
Going between the red and the white wire there. It just comes back around to the other end of our loop. That's it. Right now, across that capacitor and that bulb, you can see there's 126 volts.
126 across that bulb.
Now,
I'm only applying
I
12.
showed you
Nice.
both schematics, talked about it. Let me show you now real quick. If I remove this bulb, let's see, yellow and the black one here. There we go. Now, these will not be as bright now. There goes the voltage now. It's rising up.
Oh, hold
Way
on.
beyond 120, 168. I'm going to, let's see, we'll just change the frequency a little bit here now.
Sorry, I got to pause it again. You're about to blow your LEDs. You want to tell everybody what it is you should not do in this situation?
What is that? I keep blowing out that first LED all the time.
You should never hook straight voltage right into it when it's at its peak into LEDs.
Put a resistor.
They tend to fry on you right away.
Yeah.
Put a pot in there as your resistor or potentiometer, and then slowly put it in, and it eliminates the problem. It's just the resistance in the circuit at that point. You know what I mean?
I'll have to try it with a pot. I've tried many different resistors. I've done the math, putting the appropriate resistance in there, and it doesn't work the same. I don't know why. I'm trying to remember if I still wind up blowing things out, or if I don't think they worked. No matter what resistance I put in there, it hinders the system or something.
You do know that there is 0 resistors in a free energy system. They don't put them in there. Go look at any free energy system. You won't find a resistor in it. Because
makes sense.
They're pulling the negative through the circuit, so they can't have the heat of the resistor in it because it's a loss.
Yep. That's why I don't like them. I don't like putting any resistors in my system. I'm like, why would I want to cut down my power or have more voltage drops or this and that? And it's like, no, you don't need that.
Let's take a look here. I'll put it back up.
Yeah. Let's see.
Trust me, I've done this myself a lot. That's why I went to the fluorescent bulbs, because they don't blow out like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
4, 5, 6. Now I'm just showing you guys quickly. If I get this tuned really good, I get 240 volts. Now that's with that capacitor. That's only 25 microfarads. Now we could also, let me show you a couple LEDs here. I'm not going to light them all up, guys. They're not even all working right now. But I'm going to connect those right where this bulb was across here. Let's see, that's positive, and I got some long wires going across everything. Oh, geez, Paul.
Right there.
You dumb idiot.
I dumped it, yeah.
You idiot, Paul.
There you go.
Discharge them first, Paul. You don't put 180 volts across 24. Oh my God!
Try it and find out.
Oh man, let's see if
Didn't want to discharge it before connecting it up, No.
this can even work over here now. Oh man, there.
Oh, wiggle the wire test, see if it turns on. Love it.
I fried my LEDs. I can't believe I just did.
Sorry,
You talk about old school.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. I messed up the timing again. I was trying to pause it. There we go. Back to where it was. I just paused it for a second and turned off my camera to see if that will increase the bandwidth when I start playing again.
Oh.
My apologies.
On the line here. I'm sorry. Here's our cord here. I got it taped down. It's actually back here. Okay. Here's where the positive and negative separate. Positive.
Uh-oh.
There's one
Is
end
that
of this
the right
coil.
spot?
There's that coil. Right there. There's everything on it. Okay. It's 20.
I think you went backwards, Bernie.
Average.
Okay, I think so too. My
See,
bad.
there's that little tiny. There's a diode in there.
Oh, now I'm too far ahead.
No, it's a little further ahead.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I not said and wanted to talk. Oh, all right. Now we're gonna.
You're right. Come on.
Right?
Okay.
Wrap the entire thing with wire. Now you're going to get cold current. Now, when you think about that, like Edwin
Both
Gray.
of those coppers, one wire going across both of them?
Yeah.
One wire and one different wire on the other one.
There's one wire across the entire thing. It's wrapped. Okay. And I'll send you the video. There's little bolts on the end and stuff like that. Anyway, it's pulling the cold current of Edwin Gray. So he uses the radiant energy from the center of the Tesla coil and that cold current in order to flip-flop to run motors. So I'll have to send you the guy that's working on it. Michelle is working on it out in England. And he put up the video for the cold current. It's extremely interesting how this stuff works. It doesn't got a whole lot of magnetic value to it at all. It's beating Lenz's law, but it's pulling pure energy. So you got the voltage, right? Now there's a spot for the current.
Yep. For many years, I just had an antenna in the air. I was working with that. And like I said, I got over 127 volts out of it by adding that coil and the ground and everything. And also made a difference how close my circuit was to the coil and the ground. That was interesting. I mean, my antenna was only 22 feet high, 60 feet long. I'd get over 120 something volts out of it. That was pretty interesting. And then in my last series of that project, I had one video, didn't even get that many views. It was probably the most boring one, but actually it was the most important one. It talked about, and I did all the math, the joules, the time, and everything. I said, look, watch. If you charge this capacitor with 40 volts, it goes up this fast. But if you charge it with 120 volts, look how fast that capacitor charges. I only had microamps at that time. There was like virtually no current, all voltage. But those capacitors charge up really fast. I said, more voltage you got, faster those capacitors charge up. You want to see the current? Discharge the capacitor. There you go. I said, there's your current back. You want to see the current? I
did it with my infrared camera the last time I discharged my big capacitor.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the same thing. I pulled remember the can that I showed you on my video? Yeah. I put it around that can and got it in there. That diodes were my mistake in the whole system. They were too slow. They couldn't charge it fast enough in that capacitor to be able to put a duty cycle on the other end and run that motor. But it'll run that motor. It just needed different it just needed those different diodes. They weren't fast enough. So,
I like that. Yeah.
So hold on, let's go back to that antenna thing because you got me going here. All right.
Yeah.
So you did the antenna, so you got the voltage from the air, right? So,
Right.
so you're able to pull it out of the ionosphere? Is that what the concept was?
Yeah, it's people say, oh, you got a radio station near you, you got power this near you. I've tried it in 3 different locations, got the same results. But a lot of people, we're surrounded by all these satellites, radio. I said, yeah, but there's even more radiation being hitting the planet from the cosmos than there is from the man-made things too. And so you got the sun, you got the moon, you got pulsars, quasars, you got black holes, you got all this stuff. We're getting hit with this radiation all the time. It's out there and it's there. And then you get these naysayers, right? All these people saying, oh, you're going against the laws of thermodynamics, right? You can never get more out. We're not breaking any laws of dynamics or physics or nothing. We're getting the energy that's already there. And mainstream science and everyone will agree there's electrons in everything. There's atoms in everything. So there's electrons in everything. So if there's electrons in everything, is it that hard to believe that you could extract that from other things, from the air, from the ground? Sure you can. And with that antenna, I think of it as like pulling a plug. Like, let's think of the air and we do have atmospheric pressure. It's like being underwater. Think about we're underwater, and with that antenna, you're just making a crack in the earth like a tectonic plate or something. You're pulling a plug. You're creating a drain. So you're not just going to be collecting energy from that square meter that's at this altitude. You're drawing energy from very far away, right? Just like the ocean. You pull a plug, you're going to suck energy from everywhere. It keeps coming nonstop.
Yeah.
It's not breaking any laws. You're just taking what's already there. That's it.
So check this out. It's, oh my God, I want to say this. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. And then they tell you you can't get more than what you put in, right? Well, yeah, they didn't account for the environment they were in, and they fail. They overlook that when they tell you that, and it's like, yeah, we're pulling it in from, the room we're in. We're pulling it in from the outside. We're not necessarily creating the energy. We're creating the ability to pull the vortex to pull the energy in. That's all we're doing. We're putting a draw to the system, and we're pulling it in no matter what we're building. And as soon as you realize that, things start to become easier. Can I pull it from the ground? That's absolutely, I could pull it from the ground. Can I pull it from the sky? Absolutely, I could pull it from the sky. Now the handcuffs are off, right? Now you can't tell me how much energy I can take, because now it's here. I can take as much as I want. I just got to have a bigger draw.
There you go. Yes, exactly. I love it. Yep. Yeah, you got those naysayers. Some people going to school for years, got all these doctorates and all this, but they've only read the textbooks. That's the problem. You got to step outside the box. And if you want to go to that next level, you guys think outside the box. You got to get away from the textbooks, regular things, and everything you read in textbooks is at least 25 years, 50 years old anyhow. Right?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. If they put that in the textbooks, they'd all be out of business, right? It's like, well, what do we need some of this for? What do we need the energy company for? It's already there for free for us, right? We'd all just be putting antennas in the ground and pulling the energy.
Yeah, right. What, we've been producing electricity the same way for over 150 years. Look how a television and a cell phone has evolved. But the way we create electricity, nothing. It's not involved at all, has it?
No,
we're still doing it the same way. Yeah, right.
Okay, I want to bring up one more experiment, and then Jarvis wanted to come in and talk to you for a little bit. By the way, Jarvis is like an encyclopedia for Tesla knowledge. So, I want to make sure he gets to be able to speak with you. So, we're going to take a look at this real quick. And this is the 2 Tesla coils, or number 2 coils. Now, is there a rod of copper down the center? that goes in the ground on this one?
I don't think it's in this one. I actually I might do it most of the way. Yeah, I think I do add the pipe later on. I show the difference in the voltages before and after.
Okay. Let's take a look, because these are some of the ones I wanted to see.
Okay, so that's the dimensions for the coil. Now what I'm going to do is connect this coil in between the antenna and the circuit. So let's see. I don't know if I should turn the camera off or what, but I like people to have an unedited video, so I'm not cheating, but all right. If you get bored, fast forward. I'm not gonna edit this part, but you really can't see everything I'm doing over there. Let's see. Okay, this end of the coil now will. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Or you could fast forward the video. Let's see, that goes there. This goes to antenna. Okay. Hang on. Bear with me.
Coils in between the circuit and the antenna.
This one here. Okay. Okay. I think we got it. Okay. That's it. You could see, let me get this camera off the tripod here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me show you everything's going on here. Now we're getting a lot more voltage, and I could still pick the circuit up in the air and get a lot more yet by raising the antenna or lengthening the antenna. Okay, so this is the coil. Let's see, there's one wire coming off of the top here, okay, and that comes around right to the antenna wire going up to the lab. Okay, now this yellow wire is just to keep the antenna wire tight or taut. See, it's just tied around here. It's not a ground. It's not acting as a connection. It's only clipped to the rubber area there. It's just holding the antenna tight, so we don't go pulling our coil all over. Okay, so the bottom of the coil then is over here, and that goes up here, goes up, crossing over. Let's see, where are we going? And to the front of our circuit, right where the antenna was. And everything's the same here. This is still going to our ground.
There's the ground.
Okay, now we're over 2 volts. Okay, let me back
charging
up so
the
you can kind of get a
capacitor.
shot of everything here.
And this antenna, that's just a little play,
And that's it,
setup
right up to
quick
there.
for the cameras. I'm like 10 feet high. Yeah, real short.
You say the antenna was 10 feet high on this one?
Yeah, that's it. Just a real short one. I just did this real quick just to show an explanatory video here. So believe me, I was, instead of 2 volts, I'd have 127 volts.
Nice.
This was just like a real quick play, set it up real quick to show everybody here. Let's see if I wind up putting that pipe in there or not.
Oh, there it is. Come on now.
We're not sticking it into the earth ground. We're just...
Oh, you might be manipulating the frequency right here instead.
Yeah.
The video I saw, the other one, it had it in the ground, and then you put the coils over it and picking up the energy from the ground.
Yes. Yeah. And the coil, I would get about like an extra, by putting the ground rod in there and sticking it into earth ground. I got about another 50 volts off it.
Oh, yeah.
And then depending on how close I have the circuit to them coils in the ground made a huge difference. And I was like, oh, I didn't expect that one.
Well, Tesla had a patent, if I'm not mistaken. I'll bring Jarvis.
There we go.
Oh, okay. is literally doing what the Wardenclyffe Tower does. He's
Right?
pulling the energy from the sky. He has a coil right there that you could pull energy off of, but then it goes right into the ground.
I was loving that ground part and gets 40 volts more from it, like just pulling it straight up.
It's a pump. The Tesla coil is a pump. It pumps. That's all it's doing.
And that's the magic of it. But it's, I guess that's why, we got to be more grounded in our approach with electricity and pulling it out of the ground, right?
Yeah. Well, you pull it out of the sky, you can pull it out of the ground. It's, 20 miles in each direction until you hit a field. So, maybe 25. I don't remember the exact number, but it's on both sides. It's not like it's different. So it's like lightning. Little tendrils come up as soon as the lightning starts in the sky. You'll see little tendrils come up from the ground itself, and then lightning picks the one that likes and strikes to it. So it's not something that's unknown. It's just we don't put it together that way because they took down the Tesla Wardenclyffe, right?
Oh yeah, and the more you look at the ancient cathedrals and like the old science textbooks of like a few hundred years ago, they were onto this atmospheric electricity and connecting it to the ground.
Oh yeah,
and harnessing.
Yeah, if your energy amount that you needed was far less, then guess what? This would be perfect for everyday life. I mean, if you just need to light up a couple light bulbs, what do you need? They're not running,
right? Like just enough to light your houses back in the day. That's what they needed.
Yeah. I just wanted to show you that because that was interesting because he's using every technique that I use.
I noticed that. I was like, he's literally doing everything Nathan is doing.
But he's using the sky, you know what I mean, as well. Wait till it trips you out when you take your Tesla coil. Instead of using a ground wire, just take a coil, like a spool of wire, and use it as your ground. It'll literally, if you build the coil with impingement in it or compression, then it'll pull the energy straight out of that spool of wire and straight into the coil itself. And dude, it'll spark like 4 or 5 inches.
Wow.
And there's no grounding to it. It's literally out of a spool of wire sitting in your room. So explain to me where the energy came from then. You see, you can't create or destroy energy, but you can create a draw for energy. Energy's all in the room. You just took that energy from the room, put it into that coil, and shot it over. There's no getting around it. Hey, you hooked it into ground. Hey, you hooked it into this. You hooked it. No. It is literally a spool of wire, and I have it on videotape.
Nice. I want to see that. I like it. And I want to see more of the blue. I'm fascinated with the blue plasma. It's right, like just thinking, sorry to go on a little off tangent here, but
No, go for it.
The other day I was like just pondering and I was like, yeah, there's lots of purple and pink, but the blue and that the red blue aspect of reality and all these reports of blue beings and blue plasma beings. So it's like, what happens when you get a giant blue ball of plasma? Is there going to be a being inside of it as well, potentially? Right? Like, who knows?
So check this out. I was outside with my Tesla coil. You see me put the big star in my front yard? So when you touch the wire, the blue, like you said, comes right to your finger. Now just understand this. You are the heat draw. I'm the big fat capacitor that's putting that heat to it, right? So it's pulling right to me and it's blue. Completely blue. Not any part purple. I know the difference, man. It is blue.
And are we giant balls of blue energy inside of us too, right? Like that's the other part. And well, from what you just described, the blue being drawn to you, And coming out of us, I think so. I think we might be blue balls. We're just giant blue balls of plasma.
Having a hard time in life.
Oh, sorry.
Dude, if put it this way, if you put on glasses and you could see the energy emitted from our body, dude, it'd be outrageous what everything emits energy from.
Yeah, right. And we got to do some more experiments delving into the Kirlian frequency and Kirlian photography with some of the fields that you're working with.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point, huh? You want to see everything. I mean, it puts to bed the whole scenario of what fields what. It pretty much shuts people down. And sorry, man, I built static forever, and I know exactly what it does. As soon as you put it on a spinning plate, it shoots across the room and tries to turn off your computer. It doesn't stay. It doesn't. You must be running super low voltage to get that done. And I can run this thing at 12 volts, and it shoots across the room. Matter of fact, I had my computer flipping between Google and StreamYard and everything. It didn't matter the password. It just bypassed it.
Right.
Dude, it bypasses everything. Because you're saturating the actual MOSFET or transistor in the motherboard. So as soon as you saturate it turns it. Well, everything that turns in a sequence. So as you sequence it, you don't need passwords. It literally will change your whole life and what you think. That's why when they hover over the nuclear site and they were turning on all the devices, it's because they were saturating all of them. And as soon as they started to do that, they can turn things on, they can turn things off, they can match your frequency in there. I mean,
that
that's
actually makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's freaky when it happens.
Wow.
And it's not just a USB saying, hey, I'm a USB, you know what I mean? I'm unplugged or I plugged in. No. This gets very specific. You have password stuff, and it goes right through that firewall like it wasn't there.
I just got like the shivers of like the ooh. Yeah, hey, and what a little synchronicity thinking of the shivers. It's like, what does static electricity do? It charges your hair up and gives you the shivers.
Well, that's because you're building two fields. So, but I'll let that rest, man. Nobody understands it. We'll go on.
That's why you're explaining it to us and drilling it into our heads, because we need to know.
And he could tell us, didn't he have a radiant energy patent that pulled the energy from the sky and then put it right to the ground, so it made a circuit between the two, and you can pull off of it.
No, still choppy.
I have it on YouTube, Bernie. If Jarvis, how you doing?
Let me pause it and see. Usually, if I play something on YouTube, it gets just as choppy.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll stick there.
Maybe not. Just go in it. All right, let's see if YouTube works better.
Pulling it in, no matter what we're building. And as soon as you realize that, things start to be.
All right. If you get bored, fast forward. Connection. It's only clipped to the rubber area there. It's just holding the antenna tight.
There we go. That's what
did that. He connected the antenna then on his quad. What do you call them? The
copter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not any better.
There we go.
Well, yeah, I mean,
pretty good one.
You're getting energy from basically the atmosphere. So why
Yeah.
not do that?
Is that better?
Right. I've seen even a guy have pretty good results. Instead of just one long antenna, he wound up hooking it onto sheets of aluminum foil and then hanging them on his wall. And I was like, that works pretty good too. I guess it has, mass enough area on there, surface area, I guess.
So it's kind of like a little solar panel type action with tinfoil, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And my last antenna is one wire that separates into like 5 or 6 wires and then comes back into one again. It gave us a little more current too.
Nice.
Now again, I think that can eventually power this.
Oh, the antenna.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm down with that.
It took me years. I know a couple people kept pounding into my head. You just need a pulse, Paul. You just need a pulse. And I remember you saying something about that too when you're vortex in the air. You gotta have that pulse. That's so important. You gotta have that pulse and get all that energy then.
Oh, it's okay. There's a pause in the thing, remember?
Yeah, on this, I'm talking about.
Yes. All right. So that was the end of Paul's presentation then.
Yeah. Bernie's so awesome to talk to. So
absolutely.
We do Tesla coils. So it's like, you know what I mean? Same wavelength right there. So when he says just add a little piece of wire to the end of it to get it in resonance, it made perfect sense. You know what I mean?
I got that right away because it's about the harmonic and getting it in that resonance, and that you have to have the weight per weight, the length per length, the exact atomic resonance mass of every single tuning fork system, except they're Tesla coils, and that there's circuits, and then you have the circuits also in that same resonance and the same, and you're able to power more and more things.
Yeah. Well, I have those 3 behind me over my shoulder. They don't even have a primary to them. They just turn on when I turn on my main Tesla coil. They just shoot plasma out of them, and it swirls. In both directions, by the way. So they turn into bipolar and have a null zone in the center. I do it at distance, man, all the time. Those things are just energy.
They're beautiful.
So, and dude, I was building them today. I built a new winder. I was all excited, man. I wound a coil in like 15, 20 minutes, man, where it normally takes me 3 hours. So,
yeah, that's production increase. There we go.
Yeah, now I can really get some stuff done, man.
Before you know, you're gonna have 500 coils.
Oh, geez, you never know. Well, look, the next thing is I have to build smaller coils. So remember I was telling you about the waves? So I'm going to put it in quarter waves and build out the frequency and turn them all on in plasma.
Yes.
So that's why I was doing the winder, because it's going to be a lot of winding to get it right and a lot of time tuning.
Right, and the winder, it gives you the synchronistic winds where it's if you're doing it by hand, there's more chance that it's not as perfect, right? Where it's the symmetrical winding machine that you'll get the same exact wind with your current coil each time too, right?
Oh, it's not necessarily that, because it's still on a spindle, right? Like a rotisserie.
Gotcha.
But you have to take your hand and go like this to the tube in order for it to get the rotation. So, yeah, it goes whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I mean? And then you have to follow. I have these old lady glasses, dude, that I wear. They're, like this. You know what I mean? Like Chuck Schumer. I'm way down there. And I'm looking at this little tiny thing because the wire has to go here's your straight wire, right? The other one has to go into it like this. And that little bit keeps it tight the whole way. So as soon as it starts winding like this, you're holding it tight, and it's right across, right? Because I don't have the arm piece yet. It's just trying to make something faster for what I already had. So it was so much better, man. This thing is so much better. I could just build Tesla coils all day and be happy, to be very honest with you. So
I believe it. It's like winding coils. There's just a certain like calming like happiness out of it because it's like you're building, you're productive, you're like manifesting your next experiment, and I know the feeling. It's a wonderful thing.
check this out, Bernie. Sean's sending me a Tesla coil. He's building me a Death Star Tesla coil. So it's the round cannonball looking Tesla coil.
Yep.
Oh, he's building that for me right now in blue. Okay, he's already got everything going. He has a circuit to go with it, and he's going to send it to me. He wants me to do the experiments and verify everything he's getting, right? Dude, I am looking forward to this all day because he said he takes his cell phone, literally, and puts it within an inch of that spark, right? And it will not interact with his phone.
Yeah.
And you saw those things, man. They're like this long, the sparks that come off of this thing. It's a monster.
Right?
So
and the silver one too, the silver coil where it had like the caduceuses going around, like it was so crazy. Like,
dude, Sean is the best Tesla coil builder I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, hands down, he's got everybody beat. Like, you may know some stuff, but this guy knows how to build them, like flat out.
Like,
I mean, who gets a pyramid coil to work, right? Like, who builds one in the first place? It's crazy, dude. I love his work, man. And he comes on, he's so gracious. He comes on, on the Wednesdays and shows us all this stuff, man. It's amazing. But that whole thing, if he's right, okay, so check this out. He has a cylinder that is crystal, like a crystal glass kind of thing. And it's a cylinder. Usually they put the high voltage in there. Okay, you probably have one with a beer in it or something like that. Anyway, usually a Tesla coil, there you go, will go right to it. And it'll spark the energy, right? This thing avoids it at all costs. Okay, it will not go to it at all. So, he said he put his hand over and it didn't hurt. My question is, if that's true, okay, and I'll test it. I'm going to drop 60 volts on this sucker and I'm going to test it. If I could put my hand over it, man, he did something wild. Like,
because normally it just burns, like it'll burn a hole through like your flesh, like it's hot plasma, but that's the exact opposite. That's got to be the stuff that can't use the words on YouTube or they'll delete the stream, but the magic type of plasma that does things good to your fields. I don't know.
I'm telling you, man, I get 13-inch like sword-shaped lightning bolts coming out of my Tesla coil, right? That just like this, and they're white, and he's getting pure purple. And oh man, I can't wait. I'm excited, Bernie. We're gonna have to come on your show and just light it up. You know what I mean?
Yes, please, absolutely.
I'll set up the lab over here, man, so you guys can just, you know what I mean, kick back and tell me what process to do with it, and we'll just turn them all on, man, and create some wild stuff. Like we'll do the water experiments and stuff. Oh, for those of you who don't know, man, and if you haven't seen my channel out there, I make mud conductive. I will literally put a wire from my Tesla coil down the center, put it in the mud, and light a light bulb 3 feet away with just mud. Okay? I have a pond in my backyard that I could stick my light into and it lights up. Just by putting a wire down the center of my Tesla coil. I understood what Tesla did in Colorado, dude. I got it. So, like we were talking jars, we had those little ball jars. Remember, you saw that one, right? And then I put the wire in there, and then here I am hanging the light above it. It's like, dude, are you serious? You can't do that. And then I go over and I just stick my hands right in it. And it's like, okay, here's how we do this, right? And I can show you the difference between hot plasma and cold plasma all day long, dude. We could do this. So
I love it.
But Sean, somebody was asking about Sean. Sean comes on Wednesdays on my channel live. So usually 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Oldman Bill's channel. And he comes on and presents. And let me tell you, you want to see the sparks that are coming off of these things. Bernie, that's the day you should come in and lock in with us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I've actually requested Wednesdays off at my work for that reason. So we will be able to do it.
Yeah, dude, it's rad, man. I love it when Sean's on.
Sean truly is the best. Like, he's taken Tesla coils to multiple new geometries, which are dimensions, which just, for those that haven't seen, it's wild, absolutely wild. The type of plasma spires coming off, like, and the silver one that has me so excited because it's like it's a different element and then completely different type of plasma spire coming off of the coil, right? Like, that's revolutionary.
Yeah, dude, he's got some cool stuff. We'll have to pull it up if I can find it here before the stream's over, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That would be awesome if show maybe 10 minutes of it here to end it off, to give some visual references to what we are nerding out over.
Oh, dude, it's totally worth it. I just got to find the right folder, and I think I knew where it is. All right, go ahead and play the video, Bernie, and I'll. We have right now on there. We have Nick DK Diker's channel, and he's doing the Corona motor up first, and then Kappa Nazi. Dude, I still don't know how to say it. I'm sure that everybody else will tell me how to say it, but it's basically like a Tesla coil on the side with big thick wires on it, and it's multiple winds at quarters and half frequencies. So,
sorry, I'm just on the phone one moment.
Oh yeah, go ahead and hit play, man.
Is it up though?
It should be still on the YouTube thing, right?
Hi, Jarvis.
Fast forward it just a little bit.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
There it is.
Okay, fast forward to...
No, you're here, right here. Just let it play.
Right here. Perfect.
An observation I've made by putting in a spark gap, and that it seems to be drawing something in and allowing even faster rotation, and there seems to be an increase in the RPM. And you can also, if you actually hear it, I can hear it, but I don't know if we can hear it on this. You can hear a tone change, a tone difference. So as it's stepping up to go faster, the frequency changes. It's like a self-adjusting setup.
Okay, well, let's give it a run real quick and see if we can hear it.
Very small spark over there. It might not last long on this motor, but can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
In RPM, the frequency again. As it steps up again. It adjusts itself. Interesting. But again, rotation more powerful with the spark. There is something being drawn into the spark to give us more force. Something comes to mind there, Nathan. Sorry to interject.
Go ahead.
It sounded like a bell.
Yes.
When I heard that, and I'm thinking, you know, we talk about Tesla technology with the spark is the transmitter. Once the spark's put into it, it acts like a wave will be pushed out, like a sonic wave. And I wonder if that's the wave as the spark hits. Does that increase the rotation? Does it give it like an amperage? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I was hearing it trying to tune.
Yeah.
Right there, when I put my finger up, it was starting to try to tune, and then it went right into that sonic frequency right there.
Yeah.
That you heard it? Yeah, it was perfect. It came in clear.
Yeah. I haven't heard it like this before. Probably because I never had the right earphones.
Yeah. So, what I've noticed with
I pause it there. Should I bring up your dirt energy video here?
either one you want, just so you
I
have
have
reference.
some old
perfect.
dried out mud here,
Yeah.
and I have a wire going to the top of my Tesla coil, just with a rod down the center. I'm gonna do something you don't ever see every day. Just gonna take this plug and turn on this light.
Boom. Boom.
So
right
interesting
there.
how electricity actually works.
It just does it in the mud, Bernie.
Right?
Mud
Like
is so
literally
conductive.
plugged right into the mud. Boom.
Oh man, it's hilarious.
I love it. It's like,
I have some old dried out mud here,
I'll play it again.
and I have a wire going to the top of my Tesla coil, just with a rod down the center.
No, hold on,
I'm
Bernie.
gonna do something you don't ever see every day.
There's literally nothing connected to my Tesla coil. Okay, I'm connected to the rod, but the rod's not connected to any part of my Tesla coil. It just runs straight down it. It has zero attachments.
Zero contact.
Zero contacts. It's not connected to the number 2. It's not connected to the number 1. Zero. It is just a rod down the center. I'm picking up the field from the inside.
And from that to some dried out mud.
Dried out mud. Making the ground conductive, man.
Right? Like, just for everyone to see again.
Just gonna take this plug and turn on this light.
Boom. There it is.
So interesting how electricity actually works.
It's radiant energy. I keep telling you, it's just different.
Like that
I
right
should bring
there.
up the burritos for you because that's hilarious. Because, like, you're not lighting up anything through those things. Good luck with your resonance through burritos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's end it with the video of the burritos because oops, I didn't even see this one. This is what you're getting. This is what Sean is currently making for you, correct?
Yes.
The Death Star. And how he epoxy, like the resin, it's so he's leagues ahead of everyone in his designs and
He
building.
is.
Right? And he's filming from right above and not arcing out, not affecting the camera or the cell phone whatsoever.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
Just mind-blowing. Look at how it's so beautiful too.
Yes.
Can stare at plasma all day.
Oh, come on. Where is it? I know it's right here. Maybe it's up here. Oh, here it is. Burrito power. That's what I want.
Making me hungry, Nathan.
How I name things. I mean, God. I just saw it. Oh man, dude, I do crazy stuff in here, man. I can light up an orange and make it go to a potato and still light up a light bulb.
I like that. Potato orange power.
Oh, here, then I'll show you that one while I'm looking for this one. Did it pull up?
I don't. Oh, maybe no. I don't see it yet.
Maybe I got to get rid of one of these first.
Could be.
There it is.
There we go.
I'm going to light up that light bulb using that potato and that orange.
Get your fruits and vegetables, people.
Well, there's one. Just in proximity to each other, they turn on. Oh, that is so cool. Potato power. Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, they were wireless to each other. We got wireless.
I saw, like, that's wild. Wireless potato to orange power, and now
I'm going to take my Tesla coil here with Tesla's one-wire energy, and I'm going to light up a bunch of frozen burritos. As you can see, the wire goes here to one burrito, two burrito, three burritos, four burritos. Then it goes to the primary of this Tesla coil here. I'm going to light up a light right next to that Tesla coil. Turn it on. Look at that. My second Tesla coil is lighting up through a bunch of burritos. That's amazing.
Burrito power, baby.
But it seems so simple, doesn't it?
It is. It is. Like, once you get the concepts, once you have it down, and you have the resonance and understand harmonics, you are able to.
Dude, that has nothing to do with those things. This is simply because the field changed. That's what I'm telling you. It's a radiant field. It builds out like scalar. Okay, so think about it. So your temperature difference and your height and your frequency are all tied together. So everything builds out in layers just like this, right? That's why the sun can be resonant to the earth, but in the center there's a null zone. It's, you know what I mean? It's built in scalar fields. This is what this is. This is why I tell people they don't have it. Because that field right there is so much power. Like, when you start talking about, oh, I have this field, and you're talking about this minuscule amount, this doesn't come out in minuscule amounts. It doesn't. You're pushing it into the Planck scale, and it's busting back out, just like a radiation would do. You're forcing it together, and boom. So when Sal Paez tells you that that's what he's doing, that's exactly what this is doing. This field right here will hold in a static field. It'll also, if you have the static field on the outside, it'll push it across the room. You can literally hit this thing at a super fast speed, and boom, you can push it right across that room and take out your computer 20 feet away in less than a second. So this is really powerful, and it's because of the interaction between them, because it can hold it in and it can push it. Now, what does that mean? If you do it in both directions, it reverses and goes forward in that direction, right? It literally means that this is the field that you have to have for a plasmoid. If you don't have this, you just have static in the air, which is no good to anybody. You have to have a field that holds it in. This is showing it's holding in that field. That's why it's so important. That's why I know when you have it. Because if you don't know what this field is and it's basically a writing on a piece of paper that you read in a textbook, good luck. You'll never find it. You will never find the answer you're looking for.
It's the
ever.
field that holds the fields.
Yeah, it has to hold it in, right? So if you're going to build static in a field, you have to be able to hold it in, right? Because static is haywire. Put it on a moving disc, it flies across the room. It doesn't stay on the disc. Jeremiah was wrong about that yesterday. It doesn't stay on there. You can have magnetism stay on there, and it'll be very close to it, right? As soon as you get this into static, which is 2 DC flybacks in series, it's game over. It's across the room. And your computer goes, I have videos of it all day long doing it, okay? But as soon as I turn on the Tesla coil field, it stops. Immediately stops. I didn't change the energy in the DC flybacks. I simply turned on my Tesla coil. You see, that's different. Then when I reverse them, when I put the Tesla coil on the spinning disc and I put the static on the center plate, forget about it, man. I'll shoot it right across the room immediately. There's no question. It'll start lighting up things in your whole garage. So, yeah, I'm telling you, it's a different field. It doesn't come out the same. You think, oh my God, my Tesla coil is barely pushing anything. Well, yeah, because it has hysteresis. As soon as you hit heat, it loses energy. This doesn't have heat. It doesn't play along Lenz's law. It doesn't lose the energy. It can bounce it back and forth, just like we saw earlier. You're dealing with a different field and different energy altogether. Like, it's not on a scale. So some people go, well, no, it's just magnetics or it's static. Well, the difference between static and magnetics is basically the frequency you set it at. That's it. They're on the same scale. It's literally one scale. Both of them are right there. They're not this scale and then this scale. No, they are literally this scale. And as soon as you change your frequency, it changes your volts and amps. That's it. You put it to a high frequency, your volts go up, your amps go down. You set it to a low frequency, your amps go up and your volts go down. Right? That's not hard to figure out. But that's the difference between static electricity and magnetism. So when you get into what's the weak field, static is the weakest field of magnetism. You cannot have anti-gravity with magnetism. It has to be static. You have to have the weaker fields come.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did we lose Nathan? Nathan? Oh, they didn't want that coming out. Nathan. And I think they nuked Nathan. I think they did not like that information. Fascinating. He is completely frozen. I think his computer must have just rebooted or something. They didn't like that. Okay, well, yeah, and he's gone just like that. Okay, well, on that note, we will have to continue this again very soon, but we are at the 2-hour mark anyways. So we will catch up on exactly that point. We will start out with that point on the next one. And thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Oldman Builds. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we will catch you on the next one. Ta-ta.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie.